Hello folks, Y-Guy here. Hey, this is going to be a totally different kind of video. This is going to be called something like the Y-Guy solar panels. It's not going to be the way the world looks at it, religious in nature. Even though I don't consider myself religious, but people in the world do, and I don't blame them because I happen to believe in God and principles. So anyway, this here is just this is totally different, totally unique. I'm kind of proud of some accomplishments up here on the top of this mountain, and I just wanted to share it with my friends on Facebook and my YouTube subscribers, and so I'm going to show you. Okay, as I walk out here, this little lean-to, this little garden shed that I made on the side of my log cabin here is where I'm storing the batteries and my equipment, inverter and all that. This up here, believe it or not, I mounted these roughly 20 feet up in the air between two trees. And but what's unique about it is I've only, the top board that they're mounted to, it's mounted, definitely they're mounted to that, but the bottom one, it's free floating on the bottom one, so that when the trees move back and forth like this in the wind, I used chains up there to attach the wood, so the chains have there's some slack to them, so they'll take up the wind blowing them back and forth. It doesn't seem to be hurting them. We've had some good winds up here. And then the bottom one, it's just resting on them to keep the panels from flopping, going back and forth, forward and backward. Let me see, how do I do that? Let me see, forward and backward. There we go. Then these other two little panels that are right here are just something that I had for years, and instead of letting them go to waste, I hooked them up separately. But anyhow, I got it coming down this black pole right here. You know, the wires that are in it, and I buried them, and they're going into the corner of that shed. Now I'll go into the shed. It's kind of cool. This whole thing is kind of neat. Anyway, this is inside the shed, and these are my 12 batteries, and I've got they're each 2-volt a piece, AGM batteries. I forget what the A stands for, but the GM stands for glass mat, so they're not liquid inside of there. But anyhow, and there's my pure sine wave inverter right there, 2500 watts for those who understand what that means. And each one of these batteries is 2-volt a piece, but I hooked 6 of them up in series, which makes them like one big 12-volt battery, and then I hooked up the other 6 in series, which makes them like another 12-volt battery, and then I hooked both of those in parallel to make it look like a giant big 12-volt battery. So anyway, and then I have a charge controller there on the wall, and the one that's blinking green, that means it's just about fully charged. As far as those are from the big panels. And then I've got this other little charge controller down here. That's for those two little bitty panels, and according to that charge controller, which is a regulator, is all it is, it says the batteries are completely full. So, you know, I trust this one here, okay, more than the other one. All right, technical babble. But, you know, folks, you got to think of the battery, you got to think of solar panels as nothing more than a giant battery charger. That's all those are. It's no different than if you buy a battery charger and hook it up to your car battery to charge your battery. That's all solar panels are. Okay? And all battery chargers have built-in regulators to them to keep you from overcharging your battery. And that's what those charge controllers in here in the shed do, is they just they regulate and they keep the solar panels from overcharging your battery. So it's not rocket science. And the reason I did this video, there's two reasons. I have a kind of a hidden reason. I just want to encourage people that maybe are in the clean energy field that might come across some of my videos, and I might be able to encourage them too to trust God more than they do. I need encouragement to trust God more than I do, that's for dang sure. So anyway, just thought I would just throw this out there. Oh, one last thing too is I'm going to, way up there somewhere in this area up here, I'm going to mount a pole within the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to put a wind turbine up there too, because I know in the wintertime these things aren't going to do very much at all. We're lucky to get, in the summer, we're lucky to get 4 hours a day of sunlight to charge batteries. In the wintertime, well, I'll probably get an hour or two, and that just isn't even enough. So anyway, let me spin this around so I can say goodbye. I do thank you for viewing, and as always, I didn't invite you beforehand, but I'm going to now. Thank you for visiting my home.